Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host, Imperial Dane. Featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Semois, straight from the WMD Invitational. Where's my demo? And this shall be quite a fight. Most of the players, in fact all of them, are pretty high-ranking players. Some of them are veterans beyond compare. Strong players who have been playing for years and years. We shall be seeing DrHorse, which sounds a lot surreal, but there you go. Fighting nonetheless for the Americans. Taking on arms for the 1st Infantry Division. Taking on S1mon, aka Armstrong of the Wehrmacht. Of the 17th SS Panzergrenadier Division Götz von Berlichingen. He leads the charge for the fatherland in a glorious struggle against the Americans. And we are seeing both players, in fact, going for the two sort of pioneer/engineer start. Wehrmacht quarters barracks, riflemen, Volksgrenadiers, or shall S1mon prove me wrong? What does S1mon say? No, he's in fact going for the Volksgrenadiers. So again, infantry out as the first unit for both players. Infantry marching out to the drums of the Third Reich. And no, he's actually not going for riflemen. Oh my goodness, he's actually going for a jeep. Silly Dane, he's going in for pretty early harassment, and he's going for the pioneers right here on the western flank. Very cheeky job right there by DrHorse. Clearly showing his skill, despite being an equine. I think it's called for Latin. Yes. Well, it's not that it matters. Hunting down the pioneers there. Pioneers on the run. Well, the jeep does a bit of harassment, not really doing a lot of damage, but still, he's actually limited. Armstrong sort of amount of resources he's going to get pretty early on. Volksgrenadiers moving in here, and Armstrong going pretty quickly for the high munitions. So, I mean, clearly there's already a plan here with the munitions, and already one which DrHorse has already hindered a bit. We are now seeing a rifleman squad on the way as well. Almost done here. Second squad out. It's also a Volksgrenadier squad, so a nice infantry heavy start right there for S1mon. And of course, question is, what will S1mon say to the jeep? Probably S1mon says die. Yes, that was pretty terrible. Still, had to be said. Volksgrenadiers though moving in. No, they're actually pulling back. He's probably going to try and sort of coordinate his Volksgrenadiers again. That is a good idea. Volksgrenadiers usually work much better in coordination with other units on their own. They tend to be pretty weak, but again, with others, they actually gain a huge strength. Be it other Volksgrenadiers, which tends to be the preferable, MG, Pioneers, Sniper, Schwermagen, Bike, Mother-in-laws. Probably not that. They probably just shoot her. But, I mean, pushing on here and, taking up position. Cafe, barging in, kicking down the doors and telling René to get the hell out of there. Volksgrenadiers rifleman getting caught out. And, of course, quickly moving up onto the blind side of the building. So they are quickly going to have to abandon, of course, apologize to René. And we are seeing the other Volksgrenadier squad moving up. Volksgrenadiers pulling a bit back, but we are going to see the jeep pushing in, going to make it a bit difficult for the Volksgrenadiers to establish a position. Pioneers also moving in, running through the ditches. Taking up position in the house nearby. These Volksgrenadiers need to retreat. And MG42 setting up. Volksgrenadiers need to get out of there. They're caught out in the middle of the open. They are taking heavy damage, and DrHorse is just pushing hard. MG though managed to stop it. Jeep taking a heavy broadside from the MG. Heavy damage. And does make it out of the rifle, though end up getting suppressed. Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers. No, Pioneers actually abandon the building and proceed to run through the ditches. MG42 sneaking up a bit closer. Small engagement up here between Pioneers and Engineers. Further stuff on the way for S1mon. Rifleman here potentially getting suppressed. And the jeep quickly getting repaired. Nice job right there. And he's only got, well, not a lot of units actually out in the field. But he's getting another rifleman squad. And he's getting grenades. Early grenades. Oh dear, this can really be mean. I mean, a few well-timed grenades early on can do heavy damage to a Wehrmacht player. Heavy. For that matter, can also do it to a Panzergrenadier player. Though it's a bit rare to see there, but still something to be cautious of. And again, pineapple grenades are very painful. Very explosive grenades. It didn't quite have the same range of the Stielgranate, but they had more explosives in it. The Germans tried to overcome it with a sort of fragmentation sleeve for it, though. And of course, they also had a sort of stormtrooper tactic, which was basically just wrapping more warheads around it. But that was a lot less common, more seen for certain assault parties and such. Volksgunners are slightly moving back. MG42 moving about. These Volksgunners actually need help, healing of some sort. Otherwise, they will basically just be feeding the riflemen veterancy without really doing much. So medic pack or some veterancy early on would be nice. And there we go. Grenades are out. Granate. And he's in fact moving in. And he's waiting outside the doors. We'll be seeing, yes, grenade against the Volksgrenadiers. No. Oh, there was a mine. Mine goes off. Several Volksgrenadiers down. Another grenade. 3 Volksgrenadiers down. The rest are evacuating the building. And we are seeing snipers out for SIMON. But at the same time, fuel point gone off. And DrHorse really is throttling the life out of it. MG setting up, but there's another mine. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Grenade goes off. Oh, that was close. Oh my bloody hell. He set off the mine by accident, but that's actually killed the entire machine gun. MG42 squad. Oh bloody hell. This is not looking good for SIMON. The 17th SS is getting hammered. And they are desperately calling in fast. It's trying to regroup and counter-attack against this American effort. Infantry doctrine up. Mines quickly being laid down. He's really going to make it as difficult as possible for SIMON to counter-attack. My goodness. DrHorse is definitely aggressive. And definitely also earned his PhD in hand grenades. Rather than getting sniped. Nice position though with the sniper, of course, taking advantage of the building, getting increased line of sight, of course, to get the most out of the sniper. So very nice work right there by SIMON. Doing the best with a not so awesome situation. Rifle moving in here though. Oh, mine. And he's actually getting another engineer. And oh, the pioneers are moving in. Getting vengeance for their comrades. And they get him. Die Pioniere zerstören die Schützen aus die Amerikanern. Nice job right there by Pioneers. 5 kills already. Fun fact, engineers and Pioneers actually gain kills from their mines. Difference is the engineers also get veterancy for it. Gain veterancy for it. German Pioneers, of course, don't. But again, fun little fact. Mines going down there. Really nice mining from DrHorse. Plus, of course, nice grenading. Kriegberg's going up, and I do believe we're seeing a replacement MG42 up. Volksgunners and sniper moving up. And of course, with the grenade, SIMON does know he has a bit of time, you know, before he needs, you know, to take out and prepare for armor or any sort of armored vehicles. So that is a slight advantage. Mine there not detonated. Sniper moving out again. Scharfschütze on the move. Cloaking up. Engineers coming under fire from the Volksgunners. Engineers, in fact, are charging in with their grease guns. And again, note, engineers actually are reasonably dangerous up close. I mean, they do the same damage as the Volksgunners MP40s, just like the Pioneer MP40s. Difference is, of course, not quite as accurate, so they are less likely to hit, but still can do damage if you know what you're doing. Sniper though gets off a shot. Oh, careful. 4-6. Oh no, he's going to run into that mine. Oh, just stopping inches before. Oh dear. His sniper sense must be tingling. Riflemen though are moving in. MG42 setting up, rifle charging in. Oh, not really here any to sort of pull off a pincer maneuver, which could be really devastating. Fresh mines going off there, a nice move. Again, some players like to wire this off, others don't. Others just prefer mining there, which does tend to do the trick. Grenadiers are now arriving. Riflemen getting sniped. Riflemen have been training in additional ones, and we are seeing the weapon support center going up. Quite interesting. He might be trying to get a counter sniper to shoot the German sniper in the face and finish that threat from the Third Reich. Pioneers moving out. Sniper and again hovering dangerously close to the mine. So dangerously close. And we are seeing some Pioneers sneaking up there. Grenadiers moving down there. Grenadiere aus the 17th SS. And oh, he's wisened up. He's actually clearing out the mines just in case they are there with a grenade. Again, clever little trick some players do if they haven't missed idea that there's mines. And oh, mines going off there and there. Oh dear.
We're losing a point.
SIMON is making progress, but it's rather expensively bought at the cost of his own men. Sniper almost ready. Flamethrowers being equipped. And of course, fun fact, in Company of 2, troops can actually pick them up. They can be dropped and picked up. Rather fascinating stuff. Although, of course, that could change. Pack 38 up. Grenadiers moving in. And let's go look at Simon. I said Simon, not DrHorse. And there you go, Ravner caught a bit out there. Jeep are running a bit of fire support, but the Jeep is not really good in that sense. That's more the job of the bike or the Schwimmwagen. Although it can still do a bit. Grenadiers advancing though. Oh, Pack gets the Jeep. Nice shot, Helmut. Grenadiers advancing against the riflemen. Using the crater for cover. And yes, craters do provide a bit of light cover. So in that sense, they had the advantage right there. And probably the riflemen should actually not have abandoned this bit. Because again, it would have gained them cover. But still, fuel point has been taken by the Yankees. Volksgrenadiers catching on fire like cheap fireworks on a hot summer day. Sniper moving in.
We're losing a sector.
And an additional Grenadier squad moving in. The 17th SS now pressing hard with the infantry. That is good. Always good to have a nice infantry force. And again, I'd always recommend somewhere around 3 to 4. 3 the preferred minimum, but 4 is generally good. Generally gives you a nice solid infantry force. I mean, that's something to remember. Pioneers! Oh, cut down by the engineers. Volksgrenadiers are moving in. Still, Simon is pretty hard fought, but he's actually causing casualties to DrHorse. Which actually means it's going to be harder and harder for DrHorse to maintain this without a medic station to deal with the attrition. And it doesn't look like it, although again, Simon doesn't have a medic bunker to help with attrition either. Running into an MG42. MG getting sniped, those sniper run off. Grenadiers providing covering support. Raven getting sniped, Grenadiers pushing off. Grenade going off at the Volksgrenadiers. Killing one, blowing apart fences. MG retreating, sniper doing his best. Flamethrower engineers. Oh my goodness. Not a lot of mines here though. All but why, I mean, again, it's something a few American players do forget. They do tend to be, some of them, good at mines, but barbed wire, tank traps, sandbags can also help them. And oh dear. I hear the sound of artillery right there on the fuel point. Volksgrenadier told, exploded, ensuring again that the fuel point does not fall into German hands. But clearly, I mean, he's not even bothered using any fuel really, so he has something. He has a comfort center, but he's not got veterancy. Less good. Mines there, good, but again, more mines for barbed wire again, try to make it as hard as difficult for the German player to counterattack. The harder you make it for him, the better, because again, the Germans are not quite as strong as the Americans on the attack, and the faster you can actually rob them of momentum, the better. I mean, if you can really drag out their assault, you can usually win. That's a sort of little thing to remember. And of course, try to salvage that Jeep for munitions, Simon. Riflemen and Grenadiers firing. Oh, Grenadiers running into the building. This could end up badly. Granate through the window. Ow. Pooh. Grenadier down. Heavy losses. Grenadier, fight on. Sniper fire and a nice German push up here, but the Volksgrenadiers, well, the Grenadiers sort of hold up here, but Grenadier squad on the run. Did a bit of damage to the riflemen. Medic station again would be nice to see for DrHorse. I know he is a doctor, but it might be an idea to let other doctors, also do a bit of work. No reason to get jealous at your colleagues when you're too busy leading the army anyways. Riflemen suffering a bit. Grenadier snipers moving on. Oh dear, these need to get out of there. Nice push up here, and again, grenades on the Volksgrenadiers. Really great usage of it. Veterans one up. Volksgrenadiers moving in. Nice strong position now by the Wehrmacht. Simon again cooperating with the Volksgrenadiers. Gains them much greater strength. At least they function much better, I get the impression of. Sniper moving in, and that's going to be digging out the Germans if they're not pulling back. Simon, though, is making progress. Again, the losses of DrHorse is forcing him to slow down a bit. Volksgrenadiers need to retreat. Veterans who one up, though, for his infantry. Yay, and all that. Oh dear, he could be losing a Volksgrenadier squad. Veterans 2 up, so he's pushing out for the infantry.
We are losing territory.
Continuing the hunt in the west. One Volksgrenadier squad is on the run. Pulling back to join up with some pioneers, the Pioniere. How's the 17th SS or 17th? Something. Flamethrowers moving in.
Our supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
And mine goes off, killing 2 Grenadiers outright. jolly good with the mining right there. Snipers pushing up. Volksguard suffering it. Pioneers retreating, realizing the zone has become too hot. The Volksguards take over the rather difficult and not enviable task of holding, and Jürgen gets shot in the back while the rest are sort of going, don't look and he won't see us, I think. Small force moving in to intercept the Grenadiers down there. Might be an idea to try and sort of cut off the retreat. That could be vicious. But no, he just charges in. Quite a bit of action. Again, harassment of points. Killing of troops. 3 Grenadier squads out. Simon going pretty heavy on infantry. Hiding up here, I mean, this is actually pretty rare. I think this is actually the first time I've seen anyone use this house. I mean, there's a house down here, but you pretty much rarely, if ever, see anyone use this house down here. I know, but... And this time Simon does it, and it works! Incroyable. Oh dear, MG gunner still suffering a bit from the Sherman. High explosive rounds tearing through them. The Sherman doing what it's supposed to do, which is kill Krauts. Well, any guy who's squishy and not on its side. Grenadiers moving in, but the riflemen and engineers, and now the Sherman is moving in again. How shall the Grenadiers react this time around? Granate, perhaps? No? Sherman. I think a grenade would have worked a bit. And now the Grenadiers actually have a nice path to retreat through, because again, there's nothing blocking it. Engineers, though, coming under fast. More Grenadiers moving in. Panzerschreck. Panzerabwehrkanone. Scharfschütze. Grenadiers suffering a bit, though. As the 1st Infantry Division is moving up with a combat command support bit. Grenadiers holding out in the open, though not the best position. They need a bit of cover, otherwise they are going to be easy targets for the Sherman. Veterancy 2 does not provide protection against Shermans whatsoever, I believe, at least not damage-wise. Points being secured up here again. Nice pushing out again, trying to, you know, spread out DrHorse a bit, strain him a bit, instead of just being strained himself. Weapon coming on, MG fire. No veterancy for the MG. Terror has been chosen, left-hand side. Weapon getting focused down. Sherman, they're doing what it can to sort of move about. Snipers opening up as well. He's actually got 2 snipers now, increasing attrition on Simon and the 17th and their Panzergrenadiers. Volksguard is fighting over here in the east, taking on the riflemen of DrHorse. Small engagement down here as well. These BARs are now up for DrHorse, increasing his rifle there and charging at the Volksguards here. And there we go, heavy damage. The rifleman could in fact be going, no. There we go, Volksguards retreating from there. Small retreat over here. Pioneers for some reason rushing in first with a minesweeper, perhaps trying to clap someone in the face. Sniper does a bit of covering fire. American snipers moving in on the hunt. Now the Grenadiers are counter-attacking while everybody else is dead. That seems a bit wasteful. And some Grenadiers force away those Norta riflemen from the west, causing a bit of casualties. Simon having actually now gotten 4 Grenadiers. He's going pretty heavy on his infantry. Not necessarily a bad idea. Certainly some might, you know, revolt a bit against it a bit. But I mean, the snipers can in fact work quite nicely against the heavy Grenadier spam, you know, particularly with veterancy 2, since they can pretty much instantly kill one with every shot. So that's something, of course, Simon has to be aware of. And, of course, again, you know, perhaps some machine guns, you know, try and protect against a direct infantry assault would also be an idea. But in that sense, DrHorse seems to be slacking off in its defenses. No more mines or barbed wire anything. But there we go, 2 snipers. Wait, one actually missed, or did he not fire at all? Probably not fire at all. Grenadier, Sherman moving in, sniper MG. Grenadiers, pack providing covering fire. Ooh, Grenadier did not die. Probably the light cover helping him. MG catching some engineers. Careful, careful. Ooh, revealing his own sniper and counter-snipe. But we are seeing artillery now coming in on the MG. Schwersingeswaffen artillery fire. And dead. Quite dramatic. Will the MG survive the barrage and thus be used by DrHorse in his mission of German destruction? Or will it be wrecked by the artillery barrage, you call it? No, it actually survives, meaning he can recruit and turn it against its Kraut masters. And a glorious bit for American domination of this map. And again, nice harassment attempt, although these Volksgrenadiers perhaps should have been retreated. And these pioneers are getting themselves a bit of a nasty American-flavoured surprise. No further things going on here. No supply and upgrades. DrHorse could in fact be suffering under manpower drain. Quite severe, yes indeed. The supply would also help with infantry veterancy. Again, something to consider. But he's actually going for a howitzer now to try and bombard the Krauts, bomb them into submission. The second Sherman could also be on a to actually increase the amount of armor. He could then use and of course charge in with.
Okay, done building.
And in fact, Simon would be largely defenseless. He's only got one pack and, well, one Panzergrenadier on the scene. I mean, if he charged them in both there, he could actually do a lot of damage. I mean, again, American armor is sort of, a bit more the sort of thing you use in coordination. Again, they're sort of the Volksgrenadiers of armor. They work better with other things, not on their own. Oh, the wit. Oh! Blimey! Heavy losses. Grenadier squad scattered. Pack dead. Heinz face into the dirt and head against a fence picket. And still there. Grenadiers are moving in, but this would be a nice time for a push. But apparently DrHorse is not aware of the damage he's caused. Oh, the tragedy. And meanwhile, Rifleman fighting against the Grenadiers here. Grenades going off. Steel Granate flies too far. Oh, but, oh, pineapple grenade. Oh, dear. And he's setting up a forward barracks. He's actually trying to sort of establish a defensive position from here. Interesting, but again, and of course the MG42 now up, so this could work. But again, mines, minen, barbed wire, tank traps, anything to sort of slow down the advance of the Germans. Again, you always want to sort of try and rob your opponent of mobility. If you can do that, you can tend to make it much easier for yourself to actually try and defend a position. Sherman sneaking in from the flank, though. Grenadiers abandoning the building, finally, actually. Just as he's moving in the Sherman, interesting. Pack has been recruited. Volksgrenadiers pushing on, and we are seeing a nice infantry push in the west as well. Sticking to the infantry, although now we are seeing a Sturm Armory, but still, again, interesting to actually see a German player focus on the infantry rather than the Panzers or the Sturmgeschütz. And these Grenadiers are a bit outmatched there, I think. There we go. Grenadiers sind tot. The Volksgrenadiers left to handle the situation. The 17th SS being a division composed of, well, Hungarian ethnic Germans. Largely, I believe it was the Romanians who then tended to join up with the Germans because, well, partly because there was something about the SS, oh, they're the cool guys, but also because they tended to be treated better than in their own armies. Interestingly enough, 17th SS, though, was not fully equipped in some departments. It actually lacked a lot of motorization, vehicles, half-tracks, and, well, tank destroyers. In fact, it's probably had to do with Martyrs. Plus, it actually had a battalion actually just using bicycles, if not two. So there were some problems with getting some of the equipment, although they did have full weapons and all that. Plus, not full enough training, only a few months. And apparently there's also some cohesion problems, which actually meant that, for example, infantry and artillery actually weren't coordinating, and usually want coordination between artillery and the forces attacking. That did not happen. So there were a lot of, problems there. Besides the fact they hadn't been able to, get full training and thus full cohesion. Sherman still continuing the hunt there. Veterans want increasing speed. Grenadiers might want to take a position. They can fade to fire down upon the Americans. Sniper opening on the MG. 23 kills. Nice little sniper is there. Herr König. Grenadiers here for some reason out in the open. Helmut's trying to catch a cafe latte, apparently. Sherman charges in, barges in. MG reinforcing from the church. Another push by the Germans up in the north. Simon is definitely not giving up. Artillery getting called in. On the building with the Grenadiers. Thus trying to, of course, also probably deny an observation post. Because, again, thing to remember, they give increased line of sight. Plus, of course, it also denies German movement with its Panzerschreck. And, of course, buildings do provide a bit of protection against tank weaponry. So that's something to remember as well.
Enemy unit down.
Oh, the pack went down again and it's now completely wrecked, thus denying vital anti-armor assets for Simon. Although at the same time a Sturmgeschütz does arrive, but no veterans for that. Pioneers caught. He could be calling in Rangers, I suppose. Artillery has stopped as the German counterattack moves in. A nice assault force, lots of grenadiers, Volksgunners, and an assault gun leading the way. Good, and a full retreat from DrHorse. Could potentially be the result of propaganda war in this case, though. Or a misclick, but now, of course, we do see the entire center is open again. Nothing to stop them after that. No mines, no barbed wire, tank traps. Oh, wait. One mine, but that's not going to stop an entire assault. So again, something to remember there. If you do so remember.
We have a threat to our victory.
Plus, of course, the Germans are now going to be running into a bit of a problem with that Sturmgeschütz, which the 17th SS actually did have. Not a lot of divisions actually in Normandy had it. And generally the Stug 4 tended to be a minority division. Oh! Cheeky that! He trains an engineer squad with the sole purpose of putting into the building so the Germans can't decrew it. That's clever. Very clever. Although the engineers got killed, which I suppose the engineers don't appreciate. We might be seeing some tank destroyers. Yes, indeed. Sherman versus the Stug. Stug could win this unless, of course, the Sherman gets outgunned or the tank destroyer moves in. Artillery almost killing the sniper. Almost. And they do not wait, they do actually manage to enter the church neutral. Volksgunners taking heavy loss for artillery. Stug needs to get out of there. If he has sticky bombs, this is going to end up badly for the Sturmgeschütz. Wonder what that is. Anyways, a bit of a nasty situation. Stug though moves in again. MG fires away a bit pointlessly. Oh dear, he got the MG completely. A bit unfortunate right there for DrHorse. He risked the wrong thing. Further finding out here, but again, this German is keeping the flanks clear quite nicely. And light interruption there. Tank destroyer running into the Sturmgeschütz. And perhaps being a bit of an interruption as well. Oh dear, tank destroyer needs to keep moving. Rear armor hit. This is not going to end well. This will not be a happy ending for that Wolverine. Wait, perhaps he managed to escape. German, meanwhile, veterans 2, of course, now increases penetration, which could mean it could actually knock out the Stug. But interesting enough, DrHorse is keeping on the flanks. He's actually using quite successfully. And the problem is, of course, if Simon decides to draw up there, he's, of course, drawing away armored resources from the center. That's actually quite an interesting approach. Artillery firing away. Ooh, towards the center, a bit too high. Riflemen moving in. Sticky bombs are on the way. Taking up position in the church once more. Armored car moving in. It's on a mission. I suspect it's actually going to try and knock out that howitzer. Oh dear, that's going to be a bit of a problem right there for DrHorse. Grenadiers moving into the artillery. 4-6, but in the meanwhile, sticky bombs on the armored car. Clearing out the crew of the howitzer first. And veteran 2. Oh, this is quite a loss. Artillery getting called in. Crew dead. Quick frame rate drop right there. My apologies. Oh dear, he's going to... Yes, he got the howitzer. A huge blow to DrHorse's plans. Although DrHorse now has at least one supply to upgrade up. That's something. Simon once more bit on retreat after some severe artillery, but again quickly moving up with fresh infantry for the counterattack. Well, somewhat fresh. I think Simon forgot something there. Others moving about in the south. Again, nice infantry presence. Perhaps an LMG or 2 would also be of help against the infantry. MG 42. A stalwart friend of the Grenadier. In fact, the German infantry squad was centered around the MG. First the 34, then replaced with the 42. And Panzergrenadier squads had the sort of distinction of usually being the ones to be equipped with 2 1s per squad, so thus increase the firepower even more offensively and of course defensively. A few infantry divisions of the more elite kind, like say some Fusiliers actually had access to 2, but that was a bit rarer, I think. And I don't quite have the full details on that. Oh, blimey! Nice shot right there for the Sherman. And veteran 3 increasing damage. If that was to take on the Stug right now, it would definitely win against the assault gun. But it would need something to deal with the Grenadiers with Panzergrenadiers, so they could not provide support. And no veteran T4 is assault gun. What is Simon thinking? Though again, it's not necessarily a bad move, but I would always prefer it, since of course thus you get even more out of your assault gun. And Germany. Sherman moving out once more. Catching sight of the Grenadiers. Minor engagement up here between riflemen. And returning to Simon and the Panzergrenadiers of his force, we do see, yes, the King Tiger has been called in. The Königstiger, Tiger 2, heavily armored, not quite as mechanically reliable as it was in Company of Heroes. It actually had a tendency of rather breaking down quite often, as it was an awful lot of armor for that transmission and engine. Plus, of course, the gun, but still, when it did fight, it was quite effective. No doubt about it, and there was certainly no tank that could match it in a one-to-one fight. Grenadiers fighting. Volksgun is actually Mark 1 getting into the house to gain protection. Tank destroyer flanking the. Oh! This could actually end up badly for Simon. Oh, but Panzergrenadier arrives. Now DrHorse is the one in trouble. And we actually saw a unit go down. Grenadier dead, or was it a Volksgrenadier squad? Losses are being suffered. Oh, Panzergrenadier just hits, and he's actually rebuilt the forward barracks. I do feel this is actually a mistake. He's not getting a lot out of the forward barracks, as he's trying to hope. And I think that's actually a bit of a mistake by DrHorse. Instead, I think he should have concentrated early on a bit more Shermans, or perhaps getting a new. So with his full might of terror, Simon pushes onwards. Now the King Tiger in his fold. And in that sense, DrHorse is a bit unprepared, interestingly enough. He had not seen anything from a defensive or blitzkrieg doctrine, yet he wasn't preparing for the king. And back to the fight, hoping for a bit more stability, a bit longer. Rifle moving in. King Tiger, though, misses spectacularly. MG firing. Trying to do a bit of damage right there. Stoop joins in. Gets off a nice kill as well. Grenadiers, riflemen pushing in, and a nice attempt right here by DrHorse to flank in and do a bit of harassment. He's got Simon actually low on victory points. I'm actually about there to say Dr. Simon, but I don't think Simon possesses a doctorate from what I know. Hell, I don't even know if DrHorse is actually a doctor. How horrifying. Sturmgeschütz still pushing on. Grenadiers in support. No, not quite. Nicht there. MP40, die Schmeißer, die Maschinenpistolen 40. Ready now to hound the Americans with lots of bullets and artillery in an attempt. Anti-tank gun ready from the forward barracks. He's got a motor pull up, but he's actually using the church to deliver it. Interesting. And which, of course, again in Company Heroes 2, since all of units have to come up from again this sort of bit here, wouldn't actually have forward barracks. Fascinating, just realization right there. King Tiger suffering. No attempt at armor piercing rounds, I think. Bit of mistake. You should always try to use, of course, that. Oh, sniper opens up, gets the crew, and 31 kills. Good boy. Rifleman moving in. An attempt at outflanking, but stopped. BAR left behind as a surprise for the Germans, although as usual the Grenadiers will prompt with, I can't believe the Americans fight with this crap. Oh, another anti-tank, but it's also getting cleared up. This is definitely not looking well for DrHorse. This could in fact be his Sturm rather than the strong point he was hoping to fight from, because again, lack of defenses. Rather seems like again DrHorse was not prepared for the terror of the Wehrmacht, and is now getting punished for it rather severely. DrHorse has in fact barely any units left. The attrition has been too hard on him. Sherman moves in. Direct hit in the rear. Oh dear, more shots. Oh no. I think that might be the end of the Veterans of Fleet Sherman. Anti-tank gun crew dead on the second anti-tank gun. 24 kills on the Germans. Now he's not been able to get the American. No, the American sniper has not been able to get the German. Silly Dane. A few riflemen poking in. Riflemen fighting against the MP40 equipped Volksgrenadiere. Medic packs going. Oh, these Volksgrenadiers are not doing well. Not doing well. gunned down in the open by the Browning automatics, but the Grenadier squad moves in to ambush the riflemen out in the open themselves. And I imagine the Grenadiers will be doing much better while the rest of the armoured force pushing up through the centre. Church once more being ransacked of all American relics. France acting a bit precautious once more. Anti-tank guns being wrecked to deny them falling into the American hands once more. Not a bad idea. Not a bad veteran to do with the riflemen somehow. Not sure how they managed that. Sherman in a terrible condition. Rifleman, terrible condition. Suspect he might be trying to hope for a North Map combat group to deliver him armoured salvation for which to slay the German armoured beast, the King Tiger. Königstiger, which I believe was the German name for the Bengal Tiger, by the way. And the riflemen right there are suffering heavily in front of the Stug and the King Tiger. Inspired assault, in fact, is now up. Interesting. Wonder if he'll actually be using inspired assault. So rare that people use it besides me. Grenadiers equipped with the BAR, the Browning automatic. Smaller force moving up there, equipped with the Panzergrenadiers and some MP40s and with different squads. But I believe the spine of DrHorse has been broken. And the supremacy of S1mon might now be too much to break. And again, my apologies for any sort of things that get lost here and there. Oh, it's sadly the affair of things at the moment. King Tiger being repaired. Good lad, Simon. And back into the action. Slowly pushing forwards. DrHorse seems unable to even man a slight defensive line in the hopes of halting the German movement by the 17th SS. Now the veterans are 3, thus making the infantry even more tough. And definitely going to make inspired assault even more fun. Since again, now they can absorb even more damage, of course, delivering more. Veterans with 3 Sherman, though, against a Stug. Not going to end well for the Stug. Sniper moving up. Stug is actually on its own. Oh, wait, there's a Grenadier squad nearby. Sticky, oh! King Tiger gets off a nice shot. Veteran snipers on the Grenadiers in the house. And there we go, Sherman getting flanked. Sherman needs to get out of there, but there's nothing to save it. Rifleman, Grenadiers moving in. Sherman, brute up. Chaos, anarchy, grenades. Oh, several Grenadiers go down, perhaps some full scale. Inspired assault lights up. Inspiring the German soldiers to greater deeds of rather reckless killing, but still they manage it. Rifleman squad down, the sniper gets increased rate of fire as well, by the way, but really nice damage right there, although he did lose the full scale squad. I think that was a loss S1mon was willing to accept at this stage of the fight. Not much that can stop his ascendancy of the battlefield at this stage of the fight. Not even off-map combat group could now stop him, I think. Not unless S1mon spontaneously gets incredibly drunk and does something incredibly stupid, which I don't think will happen. As that would be a first time, I think, in a tournament ever that a player got spontaneously drunk, that is. By spontaneously, I do mean spontaneously, but there we go, off-map combat group. Tank, destroyer, anti-tank and mortar and a rifleman squad. Definitely not the salvation for the good doctor. King Tiger advances, rolling straight after the machine gun emplacement. Doing the work it was meant to do, break through defensive lines, so that the rest could follow through. And in such a situation, again, speed was not really necessary. That's again why the German soldiers allowed the King Tiger and the Tiger to a certain extent, although the Tiger was actually pretty fast. It in fact was about as fast as a Sherman. Fun fact. Plus also quite maneuver, but still, rather why, for example, they weren't that much faster. And in fact were allowed to. They were not meant for pursuit jobs and such. And he's a bit suffering, but now the tables have turned completely. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Salvaging the Sherman for parts to be traded off for munitions. Tank destroyer rolling in, but again, not really much you can do that at this stage of the fight. Well, this is great fun. Anti-tank gun moving up, but nonetheless, again, with the deduction of the King Tiger, Speed was not the key bit. Being able to knock out fortified positions, infantry, survive a lot of direct fire from anti-tank guns and the like, and of course blow up other tanks as they tried to counter-attack was rather the bit there. And that was also the difference between, say, a King Tiger or a Tiger, or for example a Churchill tank, an IS-2, or anything like that. Their heavy sort of doctrine didn't really have in mind in dealing with other tanks. They had other things to deal with that, but again with the Germans, they rather wanted, multi-purpose in sort of their units. They wanted them to not just be able to deal with infantry or just armor, but also the other bit. And again, that's what's rather, made the King Tiger or the Tiger so dangerous, because again, it was designed to handle multiple things. Heavy damage right from Sticky Bomb. King Tiger heavily damaged. Damage engine, in fact. Tank destroyer here could be going down, and probably will. Stuke moving up. Fine repaired. Rifleman sneaking up on the flank. Anti-tank on a bit exposed, but the King Tiger can't hit. Pioneer's almost down. He could, in fact, be pushing in with infantry, but apparently Simon is not quite interested in that. Let's return once more to the supposed DrHorse. Another hit on the King Tiger. Assault gun moving forwards.
We're losing a fuel sector.
Grenadiers moving up. What could they be having in mind? BAR secured. And there we go, the German assault commences on the American base. Panzergrenadier connects with the anti-tank gun. Grenade. Oh, suppressive fire as well, but propaganda war sends the Americans going back. Harsh rhetoric being too much for these Americans who were taught never to swear, apparently. Grenadiers once more trying to go for the point, but once more being foiled. And run off. And interesting enough, we are seeing a sandbag barricade going down here for Simon, apparently not feeling interested in charging in. Armored car though arriving to assist the Grenadiers. That's definitely going to help against the rifleman over here. Although sadly it was not enough for one Grenadier who was dropped. And now Lee lies screaming on the ground as there's no medics to save him. And there we go, assault by the Americans. Rather falls short as the Grenadier fortification right there stops them right in their tracks.
We're at 100 points and dropping.
So that was a bit unfortunate right in there for DrHorse and the 1st Infantry Division. And another off-map combat group, armored car, tank destroyer, Rangers actually arriving, and a rifleman squad. Meanwhile, we are seeing another armored car arriving for Simon. Again, he's more worried about flanks and flank protection, not so much about a direct armored assault. Which is rather, again, reflecting his choice now of armored cars, because again, they're rather more there for covering the flanks, protection, reconnaissance, all those sorts of fun things. And the response is a foot's going to squad to try and slow the entire thing down. And he's getting killed. And looks like there we go, Simon reacting. Grenadiers fighting here. Armored car will be going down, veterancy up. Panzergrenadier connects with the tank destroyer. And we are seeing propaganda war. But the armored car, oh dear. Those Grenadiers are not able to fire, they're constantly being pushed about. And of course, now much easier to hit due to inspired assault. Oh no. And there we go, one final push by DrHorse. It could look like inspired assault that continues or fresh, I don't know. Armored car takes heavy damage down to half health already just for that shot. Propaganda war, oh no, leaves behind the anti-tank and the tank destroyer.
25 points.
Bold attempt, but again clumping up rather than made it easy for Simon to dismiss the entire thing. Armored car sends the gunner into the river or whatever. And there we go, the anti-tank is gone, and once more inspired assault, increasing the rate of fire, and there we go, Panzerx flying. And kaputt. The Yankee is kaputt. And with that, DrHorse and the remainders of the 1st Infantry Division's forces right here are pulled back. A glorious victory for the 17th SS and S1mon in this fight for dominance. And rather, I mean, DrHorse did so well in the beginning, but he wasn't really able to he was in fact able to deliver some kills, but at the same time not quite enough, and more importantly, he was not able to fully actually fortify and make it hard for S1mon to get back. He did not lay enough wire mines, which rather allowed S1mon to really push back hard, given enough time. Plus, I think the fact that he went for 2 forward barracks in that church might have been too much, and again, he probably shouldn't have been trying to place the or the anti-tank and so close to the front line action with snipers about. I think that might also not have worked well for him. Plus, the medic station again would have worked nicely, but I mean, otherwise very close, and a very amazing comeback right there by S1mon, and certainly showing why he is one of the best. So there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.